More than 1 million people, 1.5 billion people visit ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. 1.5 million ಬಂದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಂತಲ್ಲಿ.
ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ
ಬಾಯ್ ನೋಡುವ.
The chamber is dedicated to the famous king of Poland, Casimir the Great, the same one who built Wawel, the royal castle in Krakow. He could build such things like castles, towns, churches, villages, because he was very rich. And he was rich because he owned the mine. Centuries ago, salt was very expensive, almost like a silver, because it was used to preserve food, like meat and fish. We may see again 2 cylinders of rock salt on the floor. Each one is about 700 kilograms. Salt was so expensive in the past, so by each such cylinder, it was possible to buy a village on the surface. 1 cylinder, 1 village to get people, fields, animals, everything.
Wow.
Salt was very expensive, really. Casimir, who was rich because of the mine, he wanted to thank all miners. He gave them a kind of the privilege, let's say, an extra bonus. He allowed each miner from the mine once a month to carry to the surface 3 kilograms of salt, and they could sell it because salt was so expensive. Miners were also rich people in the past. We never had here slaves, prisoners, women, children. Never. It was a privilege to work here if people wanted to work. And there is the original huge wooden lift rotated by 8 horses. Like all machines we had in the past, it was based on counterbalance principle. So one part of the rope went down, the second up. Such huge wooden lift, rotated by 8 horses, could transport up or down 1.5 tons. 1.5 tons. It was salt, it was water, wood, horses, workers sometimes, 1.5 tons. Such systems worked here on the ground from 15th up to 19th century, a long time ago. Later, miners started to use pneumatic lifts, finally electrical. And behind you, in the corner, there is another leakage of salty water. So again, cauliflowers. You may see stalactites in the ceiling. They grow down very fast. Here, about 1 centimeter per month. Very, very fast. On the floor, there are such black dots, stalagmites. They try to grab, but they are punished by our visitors. So you have the work to do.
ಅಂತ ಇದೀನಿ.
And there is a stable because horses really lived at the same place as they worked. So they lived and they worked in the same chain.
ಆಚೆ ನಾವು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. ಓಯ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಬಾಜಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ಬರ್. ನಿಂಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಈ ಥರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ತಣ್ಣಗಿದೆ ನೋಡು. ಇವಾಗ ಉಪ್ಪು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉಪ್ಪು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು.
People started to produce salt on the surface. Here, about 6,000 years ago, these farmers who lived in that time on the surface, they noticed that some springs of the water on the surface, they were naturally salty. They started to produce salt by boiling the brine. It was very easy, simple. People around needed salt. That's why the community of the village produced more and more and more. Finally, salty water completely disappeared because of the big production. That's why people started to dig down. They looked for salty water on the ground. And finally, by the luck, completely by the luck, not on purpose, in 1280, they discovered first pocket of rock salt and they started mining. But it was done by the luck, not on purpose.
By luck.
ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತನಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದಂಗೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಸೊ when they started digging, they found this rock salt. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ.
ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ, ಸಿಂಪಲಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಲು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Once again, we may see the winch, a single machine rotated by 4 miners, not by horses. And exactly here, we are leaving the first level. We are leaving the depth of 64 meters. The height of the next chamber is 27 meters. We'll walk down to the next level. It will be 162 steps more. Below on the right, you will see models of miners. The work of them was to carry on the back many times a day 35 kilograms of something. Usually it was salt. 35 kilograms. Fortunately, without it, we may walk down. Stalactite connected with stalagmite. That means there is a stalagmite. And these models here below on the right side. 2 more steps here, be careful please. There are 2 more steps, be careful.
ಕೊರಿತಾರೆ. ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಚಳಿ
ನೀನು ಕಂಡಾಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಾಸನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Here below, on the left side, we may see original steps dug in salt 400 years ago. These steps were used by miners, I mentioned above, carriers, many times a day. They walk down or down, up and down, and they carried 35 kilograms in the back. Rock salt is hygroscopic. It absorbs the moisture from the air. Such steps originally, they were wet. Dangerous. There were lots of accidents. These bolts you may see, this is the modern system of stabilization of the mine. Roof bolts, rock anchors, we may see plenty of them here. They are made of fiberglass. Each one was drilled about 10 meters above, 10 meters, and they stabilize these old chambers. Roof bolts, rock anchors, there are really plenty of them.
Stabilize ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ.
And on the right side, they are figures of gnomes. They are 3, but originally there were 4.